Biodiversità. Negli ultimi 30 anni questa parola...
Biodiversity. Over the past 30 years, this word has become an integral part of our language, and we hear about biodiversity more and more, and we have learned that biodiversity is an integral part of our life. We might not know how, we might not understand the details, we might not link things with one another, but the link is very close indeed. Biodiversity is the diversity of life in all of its aspects. This is the deepest meaning of biodiversity. But what does it mean in our everyday life? Have we ever imagined that producing cheese with raw milk or wine without added yeast might promote the conservation of biodiversity? Had we ever imagined that speaking about traditional agriculture and best practices to respect the soil, the absence of chemical factors, might mean standing for biodiversity? Well, biodiversity, unfortunately, is going down year after year. Just 1 century ago in Italy, we cultivated more than 8,000 types of fruit. Today, less than 2,000 are cultivated. 1,500 of these are at risk of extinction. The same concerns cereals, orchard species. Only 150 vegetable species of the more than 30,000 edible species are currently cultivated in an intensive way. 12 of these supply 75% of our food. And this happens because the industry needs to produce a lot in a standardized way. Monocultures, intensive breeding are the basis of our everyday food. This is a model which requires an enormous amount of water, fertilizers, pesticides, antibiotics. Rather than taking care of the land, agriculture today has become the major enemy of the land. Today, food production releases in the atmosphere 30% of CO2 emissions produced by human activities. The local traditional varieties have been produced for centuries in specific environments, thanks to the abilities of the farmers, through techniques and skills which unfortunately are going to be lost. When we speak of agricultural varieties, we speak of human activities, which have been passed on to the future generations through a process of selection. All of this in a specific time and at a specific place. Varieties are the expression of culture, not just of the nature. But this cannot be preserved if we destroy the rural environment that has generated this. What's the point of recovering seeds if we lead farmers to extinction? Preserving biodiversity cannot just simply be the commitment of individual citizens, but it also requires an effort of those to promote the policies for local development, knowing full well that farmers can take advantage and enhance the genetic resources in playing on the right side for the preservation of the ecosystem and climate. Looking to the future means that we are at a turning point. Biodiversity must be a tool for promoting virtual mechanisms that go to the advantage of ecological transition with the right contents. Biodiversity is the result of the constant commitment that has been passed on over time, considering the resources that nature makes available to us. Without this work, biodiversity will die. Cultivating biodiversity will make it possible to preserve the ecosystem of an area, and it will also lead to the generation of wealth in terms of money and employment. It is necessary to start from biodiversity, soil, pollinators, vegetal varieties, and animal races and breeds which have adjusted to different territories over the centuries. This is essential to protect the health of the planet and our own health, and to protect our own happiness.